Now to politics and Joe Biden and whether he runs. Well, forget whether he becomes the latest entrant in the race. Have you heard the one about the Harvard law professor named Larry Lessig? He is a Democrat, and he, too, is thinking of running for president, but for entirely different reasons. And his catalyst and his reminder is Donald Trump. Very good to have you.
Great to be here.
Let's talk about your uphill fight, the Donald Trump connection.
Right. So what's striking about Donald Trump is he stands on the Republican debate stage, pulls back the curtain, and says, look, all of you guys are bought. I bought you, right? And he says something Americans really feel, that politicians are too dependent on their funders. They can't make a judgment on the basis of what the right answer is. Instead, they have to make the judgment on the basis of what their funders want. And that kind of politics means we can't get anything done in America because there will always be a funder strong enough to block change, whether it's on the right or the left. This is not a partisan point. And so what Donald Trump has said about this issue, let's not talk about the immigration issues and all the other issues, but this issue, I think, is exactly right. And
so what would you do on the left?
Well, so what I think we have to have on both sides, but I'm a Democrat, so I have to do it on the left, is a kind of time out and say, we got to fix this corrupted system first. And once we fix the system, then we'll get back on the field and we'll have our fight about, Democrats versus Republicans. But we have to get above the partisan fray for a moment.
Fix it how?
So I would fix it by doing something like Republican Jim Rubin's in New Hampshire is talking about. Give every voter a rebate of the first $50 of taxes that they get in kind of a Target card or a Starbucks card. And they use that to give to congressmen or candidates for Congress to fund their campaigns.
Don't we already have campaign funds that way? You can get
No, only at the presidential level and not enough. So the point is, Congress doesn't have anything like this. But if we had something like this, instead of them spending 30 to 70% of their time raising money from literally 50,000 Americans, they would be raising money from all Americans so that their focus would be on what their voters care about and not what their funders care about. And nobody...
Would this stop PACs and all these other groups?
No, that alone can't touch that. The Supreme Court's decisions stand until amended or there's a new Supreme Court.
Those PACs still provide the lion's share of the dough.
They do, but the point is, even before the PACs, this money is coming in the ordinary campaigns, in the congressional level especially, from such a tiny number that they are not free to lead. As Buddy Roemer used to say when he was the 2012 candidate in the Republican Party, we need a Congress that's free to lead, not a Congress that's forced to follow their funders. And right now, on the Democratic side and the Republican side both, they are too tied to the fundraising game, and we have to give them the freedom to represent their district, whether it's a Republican
If you
district.
run, how would you fund yourself?
Well, we're crowdfunding right now, and I've said that if we get to $1 million, it's a Kickstarter-like crowdfunding, by the end of the day on Monday, Labor Day, then I will run. And if we don't,
where do you stand now?
We're about 850. So if we don't,
you can do this.
We could do it. And if we don't do it, we'll send the money back. But if we do it, then I'm going to get into the race.
Bernie Sanders speaks of a lot of stuff you did.
He does. And my personal view is I like Bernie Sanders. But here's the point. Bernie Sanders would come in as a partisan Democrat in a partisan field. And I think we need to find a way to get above that. So what I want to do is to try to set up a movement that, in fact, Republicans should agree with this, too, so that we could fix this corrupted democracy. And then what I've said is, as soon as the bill that I've put forward to fix this has passed, I would step down. And then the vice president could come in and be president for the rest of the term.
You wouldn't do that.
I would do that.
You're the president. You've got everything. You're going to give him Air Force One?
The only measure of my success is if I live up to my word, right? And my word is pass this bill, and I would step down.
That's interesting stuff. Larry Lessig, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Let us know Tuesday morning how you did.
Tuesday morning.
Thank you very, very much.